Hey, good morning, Choice Residential. Hope your day is off to a fantastic start. So today I want to briefly discuss the backup contract addendum. This is something that we're seeing more and more often right now as buyers lose out on homes but want to stay in the running. So they're asking their agents to submit a backup contract. Nothing wrong with that. It's a great way to stay in the running. And if anything happens to that primary contract, your client can move into primary position without the home having to go back on the market and your client compete once again. But there's just a couple of things I want to discuss with you to make sure you understand how to use it so that you can effectively use it with your clients. The first thing is when you're filling out the primary part of the offer to purchase, you're not going to actually put a date in for the due diligence period or the due diligence date or the closing date. You're going to type in see attached backup contract addendum. And when you review the addendum, so make sure you read through it before discussing it with your client, you'll see that you're actually putting in a set number of days for how long your due diligence period will last after you become the primary contract, and a set number of days for the closing date after you become the primary contract. Now, that can be changed, and you guys can put any number you want in there. If you don't enter a number, there is a predefined period of time already stipulated in the backup contract addendum. So when you go under contract, you're not going to actually pay the due diligence fee to the seller because you're in backup position. But after being notified that you're the primary contract, you'll have a set number of days to get that due diligence fee to the seller. Just know that that due diligence fee is due immediately once you've been notified that you're the primary contract. Initial earnest money would be due at the time that you go under contract as the backup contract. So that would need to be delivered to the escrow agent within 5 days of going under contract, or however you stipulate it in your offer to purchase. Additional earnest money is different, and of course that would not be due until the date that you put into the offer to purchase. Now that date may have to be amended because you don't know yet when you're going to become the primary contract, so you don't know yet when your due diligence period is going to end. So make sure you're giving yourself enough runway there. You're also going to need to know a little bit of information about that primary contract. You're going to need to know the buyer's last name as well as what that scheduled closing date is. And so that's really the nuts and bolts of using the backup contract addendum. Don't be afraid of it. It's not complicated, and it could be a good fit for some clients. Now, one last point that I want to make to you. If your buyer decides they want to back out before becoming the primary contract, they can do that at any time, no problem. Just use Form 350T, which is the same form you would use for a number of other circumstances in which a buyer may be terminating a contract. But there's a checkbox on there for a buyer exercising their right to terminate prior to becoming the primary contract. If you have any other questions about backup offers, certainly let me know. Or if you've had any success stories where your backup contract has become primary and your buyer successfully closed, put those in the comments below. I'm sure other agents would like to know that this is a strategy that can work for you. Till next time, guys, take care.